today I thought we'd talk about Molly-Mae. She's been through a lot, that one. Bless her. So I thought, well, I'm doing my makeup for next week's video, and I thought, let me sit and have a little chat while I do my makeup. Obviously about Molly-Mae, because yeah, I feel like you guys probably already know, but she's kind of been slated for a couple of weeks now. She appeared on Stephen Bartlett's podcast, Diary of a CEO. I absolutely love that podcast, would definitely recommend. It's just so interesting hearing from like CEOs and their life before they made it. Anyway, back to Molly-Mae. Yeah, so she appeared on Stephen Bartlett's podcast, Diary of a CEO, and basically said everyone has the same 24 hours, which is a fact, but then she said, you know, like if you really want to do something, everything is possible. Anyway, I actually watched this podcast in December, so like when it first came out, but it only went viral last week, which is weird. Yeah, and when I'd watched it, I found it so interesting because I think it's like, I can't remember how long it is. Is it almost 2 hours? It's definitely over an hour. And it was like I feel like it was like one of the first interviews where she just sits down and talks about like the business side, her life, to be fair, Tommy, like everything. And it wasn't like, I can't explain it, it wasn't like they were trying to get like a headline or go viral, it was just hearing from her. So it was good vibes. And all the comments at the time when I watched it, does anyone else find that when you watch a YouTube video, you like look through the comments even while you're watching it because you're like, what's everyone else saying about this? Anyway, all the comments were really like positive. I'm like, oh, this is so interesting. Didn't think anything of it. And then last week, somebody posted like a little clip from the interview and it went viral, and yeah, everyone had their thoughts. Everyone made their thoughts known. So then basically she went viral and then she did apologise, and then since then it's like people are still talking about it. I mean, I'm here talking about it. I'm kind of defending her because I kind of feel sorry for her. It's so weird. I feel like nowadays if you have an opinion different to other people, no, you can't do that. And I feel like what she said, I mean, obviously it's not a fact because it was her opinion. When I watched it, for me personally, I watched it and I feel like there were other things in the interview that I was more a bit like, oh, that's interesting. And obviously everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But yeah, I don't know, I just feel like everyone's kind of really hopped on this bandwagon. And I feel like she has actually said it. She has said it. It's not a thing. She actually has said it before. She said it in the Pretty Little Thing podcast. And even on the Diary of a CEO, that podcast, she did say like, oh, I've said this before and I received, I think she said like, I've received flack or backlash basically from it. So it's not like it's the first time she said this. I just find it so weird that people can't just let other people have their own opinion. Like if someone has an opinion that's against yours, you're going to be trending on Twitter for the next day. Bless her. And it even got to the point where Stephen Bartlett, who is the podcast host, that's his podcast basically, even he like spoke out and defended her, and he said in his statement like, oh, if it was a man it would be a different thing. Loads of men, I think he actually said like loads of men have come on my podcast before and like no one said anything. I will say on that bit, like, no offense to those men, but they're not Molly-Mae. Molly-Mae's more relatable. Like, she was on Love Island, everyone watches that. So obviously if she says it compared to another CEO who's not as famous, then it's not going to trend. I do think if somebody of a different background had said it, like, so like for example, someone wasn't very rich growing up. I mean, I don't know if she was rich, but both her parents are police officers, whatever. But if it was someone like, if they had a single household parent, they weren't that rich, and they said it, I think it'd be fine, because then it's a bit more like, oh, that's inspirational. Like, yeah, you can do what you want. But when somebody who is a bit more privileged says it, it's a bit like, maybe to you it was easy, but to people who are less fortunate, it's not. So I do kind of get that, but like, I find it weird. The bit that I'm basically talking about is I just find it weird that everyone is kind of like slating her. Like, nobody's obviously sending death threats, but the way like the memes and stuff is kind of bullying. That's just my opinion. That's what I think. I feel like people like to jump on the bandwagon, because then after that one came out, then, you know, people were like, oh, she said it before on the Pretty Little Thing podcast. And I think her company, Filter, they're like hiring for a new role. And I think the salary is between like 16,900, so basically 17 grand, and like 25,000. Everyone's like, I think I even saw a headline was like Molly-Mae saying that you can use your 24 hours to work for her for 17k. I don't know, I feel like that it's just not helping the situation. I think you can correct people and educate people without mocking them, you know? That's just what I'm thinking. I also find it weird that people didn't like, because I get the 24-hour thing. Obviously, if your parents own a company and you don't really need to work, your 24 hours you can just go on holiday. Whereas somebody else might be working like 2 jobs, might have kids. You do still, everyone does, it's a fact, have 24 hours, but we can't all have the same luxury. Like, we've not all got the exact same tools, if you get what I mean, to do what you want to do. When I watched it, I kind of just got the vibe that she was saying, like, if you believe in yourself, you can do anything. Which is weird, because I feel like a lot of people are into like manifestation and things like that now. Like, if you're trying to have a better life for yourself, a lot of people are into manifestation and say like, I can do anything I want. But when Molly-Mae says it, it's a problem. And I feel like it's the same people who'll be like, be kind, you know, mental health's important. They're the same people who are like making memes, TikToks and stuff, like, oh, using my 24 hours, Molly. Like, I don't think this is helping her in any way, shape or form. I've seen like loads of people talk about it and say, you know, like I don't know the fancy words, but basically some people are rich, some people are poor. You know, that side of it. They don't have the same 24 hours. Well, they do have the same 24 hours, but they can't achieve everything. Like, a poor person can't achieve everything a rich person can do in the same 24 hours. So I completely get that. And that is good, like educating, but mocking and stuff, it's just not, it's mean. I said it, it's mean. I feel sorry for her. And I remember when I was at primary school and we were taught, treat others as you wish to be treated. It's in the Bible, you reap what you sow. I think some people just forget that like everybody's made a mistake. Everybody said something in the heat of the moment, or everybody said something that later on when they're educated about it. Sorry. I don't know what I just saw. When they're educated about it, you're like, oh, okay, I got it. I know, now I know. And just because she's the CEO, wait, is she the, no, she's not the CEO. Just because she's like the, what is her job? The creative director, yeah. Just because she's the creative director of Pretty Little Thing, it doesn't mean she's never going to make a mistake. Sometimes you have to think like, if I was famous, and maybe like there's some things you just wouldn't tweet, some things you wouldn't even think. But I'm sure you have said or thought things, or while you're talking to your friends, you've said something that if other people are listening, they might think, oh, have a bit of compassion. Don't be so rude. Would you like to be trending on Twitter for 24 hours? Because of one thing you said. And also, I feel like in her vlog, I can't remember which one it was. Maybe it's the one when she was like a Christmas vlog, surprising her mum or something, I don't know. Anyway, at the end of the vlog, it wasn't the main bit of the video, but at the end, oh, I think it's when she was decorating her house. I know a lot about this gal. I feel like she said that like some people, she's seen some backlash and she said she could have worded it better. So she's even said that, but then I'm pretty sure it was after that video came out that like it was trending and stuff. So she's already acknowledged like, oh, I could have said stuff, I could have said it differently. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Bless her. But yeah, I feel like sometimes we all just need to stop and think, if I was in that situation, oh, it's back, it's a bird. If I was in that situation, would I like to be treated the way I'm treating this person, you know? Like, even when I go on TikTok, which is so random because I hate when my TikTok is like bringing in things from the world. I like it when it's just fun, banter stuff. Someone surprising their family because they've returned home. Someone getting a dog. That's what I like to see on TikTok. I don't like to see people mocking other people. It's not fun, it's not funny. But even on there, like I've seen people use the audio like, oh, Molly-Mae, I'm using the same 24 hours as you. If Molly-Mae followed you, you wouldn't have posted that. If Molly-Mae was there, you wouldn't have said it to her. So weird how people like, on the internet, it's like you can kind of do or say anything and get away with it. Have that same attitude. The same attitude you'd have in real life, have it, you know, on the internet. And I think because what she said wasn't like evil, I think that's why people think, oh, it's okay to like, you know, banter about it. Now, if anything bad had happened, you lot would be the same people, not you guys, but you know, the people who are mocking her. They'd be the same people to be like, be kind, mental health matters. Okay. I think I've actually talked about this before in a video. I think it was like things to leave behind in 2020, throwback. Can you believe it's like 2022? What a couple of years. And I said, like, this one thing we do need to leave behind is saying be kind, but then you're not actually being kind. You should watch that video. I really enjoyed it, actually. It was quite fun. But yeah, has to stop. I think it's fine to, you know, like, someone makes a mistake, you educate them and you're like, oh, this is wrong. Like what you said, I think it's, you know, I think it is, or maybe it is a fact that it's wrong. It's wrong because X, Y, Z. But mocking people and doing about 50 different tweets and TikToks about it isn't helping the situation. Anyway, I was also listening to Patricia Bright. She was on a podcast. Well, she was being interviewed. I don't know if it's a podcast actually, but I watched the video on YouTube. It was quite interesting, and she was saying like about cancel culture. That's what she was talking about, which was interesting. She was talking about like in the past where maybe she's made a mistake or said something. When people try and cancel like influencers or celebrities, they kind of go about it the wrong way, because like you tweeting about it, making them trend, is only giving them like a bigger audience, because it's bringing more attention to it. Like as I've said, I've literally seen it on like Instagram, seen it on LinkedIn, which is just so random. I've seen it on Twitter, TikTok, it's literally on everything. And yeah, like as Patricia Bright said, trying to cancel someone, tweeting about it isn't gonna cancel them. It's just bringing more light to it. Like the amount of people who probably don't even know Molly-Mae who now know her because of this, you know? And I think Patricia Bright even said that she gained like, I think she said she gained like 250,000 followers or subscribers when like, so, not, I don't know if they were trying to cancel it, but when like she had like a scandal. So if you are trying to cancel Molly-Mae, this isn't the way to do it. But yeah, I know I'm talking about it, but I feel like I have to defend this gal. I feel like people are just going a bit too far with the jokes and the memes and the tweets and the mocking. But yeah, I'm talking about it because I want to defend her too. I really feel sorry for her and Free. I feel like we all need to take a step back and remember that we've all made mistakes. We've all said something maybe we shouldn't have said. We've all said something and it's been taken out of context. But sometimes people take things in the wrong way, like they don't know what your intent was or why you said something. And I think that's the thing with Molly-Mae. Like, she said it, whether you agree or disagree with what she said it. People have maybe taken it in the way that she didn't mean to take it. I can't actually remember what she said in her apology, but I got the vibe that she was genuinely sorry. And also, I think I just said it, but it's good to like look at your own life and remember that we've all made mistakes. Maybe you've not said what she said, but you've definitely made a mistake before. You're probably making a mistake now, today, tomorrow, next week. So have a bit of compassion, be a bit forgiving. Yeah. It's weird with like celebrities and influencers. People are so quick to like jump on the bandwagon. If the roles were reversed, if everyone was like slating you, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want people to, you know, be joining in like, oh my gosh. And she also said this the other day. Remember when she made that mistake 10 years ago? It's not the vibe. It's not the vibe. But yeah, I feel like I've said my little 2 pence. In conclusion, let's not jump on the bandwagon. Let's not join in on the memes and stuff. We can all learn from our mistakes. Forgive and forget. Let's move past this. The thing is as well, it's not even like what she said is like opened up like a conversation and people are like, oh, you know, we need to give other, you know, people who are less fortunate an opportunity. Like there's no growth from this conversation. It's just slating Molly-Mae, making jokes about her. Nothing's changing. Like at least if like something positive came from this, it would be like, oh, okay, like let's stop, you know, harassing the poor girl. But also it's good that it's, you know, open doors, it's given, you know, companies are making a change and helping people less fortunate use their 24 hours and have, you know, better opportunities. But I've not seen that anywhere. I've just seen people bringing up more things Molly's done, like the job application. I feel like let's learn from this. Forgive, forget, move on. Let's not tweet or interact with things, you know, that are slating her. And again, I think if, for example, she had, you know, said something really evil, then I think people probably would have even, this would be a topic as well, like, oh, maybe people are going a bit hard, just leave. Like, if you're trying to cancel someone, just don't talk about them, just unfollow them and move on. But because what she said wasn't pure, like, you know, her intent wasn't evil, I think that's why people are just like jumping on the bandwagon. Because if she spoke out and was like, you know, I've really been struggling with my mental health since this, like the bullying, the trolling, it got too much, I guarantee you these same people would be like, be kind, words matter. Anyway, I think that's enough of me. Why does my face look like that in this camera? Let me turn this light down. There we go. Wow, should have had it like this the whole time. You live and you learn. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video of me getting ready and talking about Molly-Mae, kind of defending her, and making us stop and think, would I like to be treated like this? Am I being nice when I'm like liking these memes and mocking her? Also, just to remember that we've all made mistakes, and we've all said things in the heat of the moment, or we've said things and then after someone's corrected us and we've been like, oh yeah, sorry, I didn't mean it like that, or I didn't know that. So let's not judge, because we've all fallen short, haven't we? Anyway, hope you guys have a lovely day, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye.